We thought we'd give the last word tonight to the mum of helmsman Heather Burling, this remarkable 26-year-old. He's won an Olympic gold, he's been a world champ, now he's an America's Cup winner. Heather Burling is in Bermuda supporting Team New Zealand. While she's as proud as punch of her son's achievement, of course, she says it's a victory earned by the whole team, both on and off the water.
I think one of the amazing things about being here rather than seeing it from afar is you feel the whole mass of the team behind Peter. Like, Peter's the one with his hand on the handlebars, and he's the one who's making the decisions around the race course, and he's done an amazing, amazing job, don't get me wrong. But you see the boat builders who've worked, 20-hour days, 22-hour days to give them the tool that they can work with, especially after the capsize. And you see the designers who've poured their hearts into the design, and you see, that whole mass of a team that you probably don't see in the media quite so much. And, to feel that every single one of them bursting with pride for what they've managed to achieve, and their wives and their little kids, again, just bursting with pride. That was really, really awesome. And Pete's the figurehead of that, and it couldn't have happened without Pete, but there's so many other people it couldn't have happened without as well.
Can we talk about him when he was how old? 6? In Welcome Bay?
When he got his first boat.
Well, yeah, jelly tip, right? A wooden optimist?
Yeah. My husband sailed when he was a kid, and he was keen that the kids would learn to sail, but it was sort of, like if we go skiing to enjoy ourselves. We had no ambitions of sailing or of racing or, winning Olympic medals or winning America's Cups. All we were doing was taking the kids down to Welcome Bay Estuary when it was high tide and just mucking around in boats.
Yeah.
And, the kids just loved mucking around in boats. But, it was probably a couple of years after that our older son wanted a bigger boat, as in he wanted a P class. And the guy who sold us the P class told us we should go to the yacht club. And so we turned up at Tauranga Yacht Club, which is an awesome, awesome club. And Pete just got very, very good very, very quickly.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? He was a prodigious talent from a very young age.
He probably, when he was winning most of the sort of optimist stuff, which is under 16 in the Bay of Plenty, when he was, there wasn't a huge fleet, but when he was sort of 8 or 9, when he was 11, he was second in the under 16 nationals, and that's when he sort of, his profile and his trajectory really took off, if you like. And from there, he won the 420 Worlds when he was 15. He went to the Olympics when he was 17. He's the youngest ever 49er medalist when he was 21. Youngest ever gold medalist for 49er, last year in Rio. It's just been an insane trajectory that he's been on, really.
And the extraordinary thing for me is that it hasn't gone to his head. He was a precocious talent, but he wasn't precocious about it. He has remained against the odds, level-headed.
That's one of the things I'm most proud of is that he's still just Pete. He's just that kid who likes walking around in bare feet, and, he's just down to earth Pete. And, he's an ordinary kid from an ordinary family. There's nothing special about this path we put him on, or we didn't put him on a path, but, nothing really different from any other kid who's got talent. They can do it. And I think Pete's proudly, passionately Kiwi as well. I remember when we went to the Canary Islands when he was young, and he was like, it was his first Optimist Worlds trip was to the Canary Islands, and the second one actually. And he's like, do people come on holiday here? And we're like, yeah, people go on holiday here. He's like, they must live somewhere really awful. He just loves New Zealand, loves coming home. New Zealand will always be home.
That's a great story. Can you tell us about the party? What was it like? Because we were talking to Grant Dalton before, and he said the America's Cup was being passed around as if it were a game of touch rugby. What was it like to be there at that?
Well, it's really, it was really cool. It's incredibly hot here. It's an incredibly humid day. So we're all pretty knackered and probably a bit dehydrated. But, you see the America's Cup in all the photos, and it's only handled by people with white gloves on and all that kind of stuff. I think probably apart from my husband and myself, it seemed like and probably Peter, every single person there was having selfies with the cup and picking up the cup. And, and there's this poor security guard standing beside it looking, more and more drawn. And in the end, I think the cup went off to wherever the cup goes to about, an hour or two ago. But the party's still rolling on.
Heather Burling talking about being there to support her son, helmsman Peter.